guys.
Hi.
So we're from LAX group number 8 and we're here today to record our first LAX video. So let's start with a quick introduction. I'm Delna, my metric number is 180790 and I come from India.
Wow, it's far.
I'm Fadhilah Abd Shukor. My metric number is 180045.
We come from
Malaysia.
Kedah.
Hi.
My name is Liyana Binti kalam and my metric number is 180564. Come from Selangor.
Hi, my name is Binti Mohd. My matrix number is 180174. I'm from KL.
Hi everyone, my name is Chong Hui Min and my metric number is 179605 and I'm from Selangor.
Hi everyone, my name is Binti Halimi. My metric number 180297. I come from Tajam.
Hi everyone, my name is Manukaran. My matrix number is 178824 and I'm from Binti.
Hi, my name is Loria from Ming. My matrix number is 178685 and I come from Sarawak.
Hi, my name is Yasirah Binti Alias and my matrix number is 180538 and I am from Pahang.
Hello everyone, my name is hanim Binti badruddin and my matrix number is 180467. I come from Kuala Lumpur.
Okay, hi everyone, my name is Phoebe Simon, metric number 180877 and I'm from Kuching, Sarawak.
Okay, so for our first LAX video, we were told to discuss thoracic radiography. So we all had our presentations earlier this week where only one group presented, which was my group, which included Phoebe, Mary and me, but the rest of you guys weren't there. So how about we all compare our notes and see who got what kind of answers, whether they were all the same, whether they were different. Alright, so who got question 1 and 2?
Me. Okay, so basically the first question is a radiograph on the neck region, which is on the animal will be on lateral recumbency. So the important structures you would see in this view, everyone has the picture, right?
Yes.
So the important structures you would see are the tympanic bullae, the stylohyobones, the epihyobones, the basihyobones, the ceratolhyobones, the oropharynx, the nasal meatus, and the heart palate. So that would be the first question. And for the second question, you need to know how to evaluate the normal trachea size from the radiograph. So you would use the tracheal lumen diameter to the thoracic inlet ratio. And the lymph nodes that you can see in this region are the retropharyngeal lymph node, the deep cervical, and the submandibular lymph nodes. The salivary glands will be absent in this view. So that's all for question 1, practical 1.
Anybody else have any different answers in their group? Anything that Mary missed out? No?
No, but doctor said something about the basihyob, why there is a radio opacity there. Can you explain a bit what doctor had mentioned?
It's because of the structure, from what I remember.
So basically she said the basihyoid bone goes this way. So when the X-ray beam falls on it, it's more opaque than the rest of the bony structures because it's a long opaque bone. It's not thin and curvy. It sits this way. So the X-ray beam is going right from here to here. So that's why it's more really opaque.
Or is it? It's also because it doesn't have pair like other bones.
Yeah, that's right. It's just one.
So
It's
that's one.
it's just one bone. It goes this way. So if it's going this way, you can't have a pair. If it was going this way, there would be two. But it's like left to right.
Yeah. So just be careful not to confuse it with the foreign body.
All right. So that was question 1 and 2. No, that was just one. Who did question 2? Anyone here? No?
No.
Okay, cool. So let's just discuss it anyway. So question 2 again was to label the structures and organs visible in the two positionings of the animal given, and the radiograph was of the thoracic cavity.
Yes.
So in the first view, the animal was on right lateral recumbency, and you could see all the basic structures of the thoracic cavity, which would be the lungs, trachea, the heart, the ribs,
Stomach. Liver.
Thoracic doesn't have liver.
Thoracic.
Not abdominal, guys. Thoracic, above the diaphragm. Everything above the diaphragm.
Hi.
So we would see, alright, so let's just sum it all up. We would see lungs, we would see the heart, the trachea, we would see the vertebrae, the thoracic vertebrae, we would see the ribs, the sternum, the diaphragm, and the arteries or the veins going out from the heart, which would be like the caudal and a kama and stuff. Okay? So this was all on right lateral, but when we put the animal on dorsoventral, we could see all these things, but an addition to that is in the cardiac silhouette, you can see more clearly the blood vessels that are leaving the heart. And the diaphragm, because it's on a DV view, you don't see the 3 curved structure, you just see it like a dome. So that's how you can also say that yes, it's on a DV view. Okay? And that's all, I think.
I have a question.
Yes.
How to differentiate when the animal inspiration and expiration?
So basically when the animal inhales, there will be more air in the lungs and it will be more radiolucent. When the animal exhales, the lungs collapse, so there's more tissue and then it becomes radio. So what are the 5 densities in a radiogram?
Air, soft tissue.
I think Anna wants to say something.
Basically, it has 5 different density that we can see in the radiograph. It depends on the density of the tissue. So, the denser the tissue, the more X-ray can attenuate it. So, from radio opaque, can you list from the 5?
From radiolucent?
From radiolucent.
From radiolucent. So, air,
fat,
soft tissue, wood, and metal. Good job, guys. Alright. So there's another picture, but I don't know if this is part of question of practical 2, where there's 2 pictures, one of right lateral and one of left lateral.
Oh, I think that's when they have to differentiate between right lateral and left lateral.
Yeah. So did anybody else do this question?
Can I say something?
Yes.
How to differentiate?
Yes, please.
For the left lateral right, we can see the diaphragmatic crura. Is it crura?
Yes.
Crura. It will cross with the L crus and it being more cranial.
Yes. So it will be.
It will.
What shape will it produce?
The Y
The Y shape.
Yeah, the Y shape.
It looks Y shape. Yeah.
And then for the right lateral view, the diaphragmatic crura are parallel with the R crus and more cranial, thus blending with the caudal vena cava.
Right. Okay, so that's also done. And how about the next one with what's the difference between a VD and a DV? Does anyone want to try?
This one being young.
Yes.
That I remember, you can see the
Dome, yeah.
If it's 3 dome, it's it shows like 3 dome. So it's DV view, but if like only 1 dome, it's ventral view.
The dome is the diaphragm, is it?
Yes, the dome is
So the crust and the crura. So if it makes 3 domes like that, it's a
children DVD.
DVD.
DV stands for
Dorsal. Okay, but if it's just one continuous dome, it means it's a VD.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, but there's something about the cardiac silhouette as well.
Yeah.
Do you want to say something about the cardiac?
For ventrodorsal, which is VD view, the cardiac silhouette appears more elongated. And for dorsal view, the cardiac silhouette appears more oval. And the diaphragm appears flatter for ventrodorsal, but for dorsoventral, the diaphragm appears more elongated.
Okay, does anyone have anything to add to this?
No.
No? Alright.
I just want to ask a question. It is a simple question. How do we name like DV view, VD view, like how came up for that name?
I want Switra to tell us this.
Yeah, what does it mean from?
How do we name the radio, like the position, dorsal, ventral, ventrodorsal?
Basically, it depends on which part of your body is on the cassette. So if it's dorsal-ventral, your dorsal part is on the cassette. And if
Or is it the other way around? The other way around.
So it's got to do from the entry and exit of the X-ray beam. So why don't you elaborate on that?
if it's on the entry and exit of the beam, then it's the opposite of what I said. If it's dorsal-ventral view, that means the beam is from dorsal. That means your ventral part is facing the cassette. Whereas if it's the ventral dorsal view, that means the beam is from your ventral and your dorsal part is on the cassette.
Thank you.
Okay. So the next part was, well, we already covered the inspiration and expiration view. Alright. Did someone do practical 3?
It's me.
Yay! Alright.
Can you please explain? Okay, the question was name and label the clock face analog used for locating the cardiac chamber and measurements in view. But I'm not sure how to explain it. You have to see the picture itself. It's basically clock face analog is just how you label the chamber of the heart, so it makes you easier. Yes. So.
Okay, so I think we all have a rough idea of this. So should we just go to the next question? Yes. Okay. So the next one is, how do you determine the vertebral heart size? Did anybody do this?
Me too.
Okay.
Basically, you have to take a lateral view of the dog heart, and you measure the length of long axis of the heart. Okay. Then you measure the width of the heart, and the length of the heart we call as a long axis, while the width we call it as a short axis. The width should be perpendicular to the length measurement. It's like an X like that. Then you take this measurement and scale them against the length of the vertebra. Then you should begin with the fourth vertebral body. So after
Thoracic, what is it?
after that you count how many vertebral bodies the length and the width of the heart can be included. Then you add sum of the measurement. You get like for me I get 9. So the normal range of the size of the heart should be, for a dog, should be 8.4 to 10.5, but it varies from reference, but this is the common one that people use. So for my measurement, it's normal lah. It's somewhere between 8.4 to 10.5. Okay.
Alright.
Alright.
So how about
the cat heart measurement?
Yes.
Does anyone know about cat's measurement? So can you say that?
I don't know.
cat's measurement does vary a bit, but she said if it was up to a certain amount, she wouldn't worry. Like, did she say 8? It's from 6 to 8 or something like that for a cat?
Maybe. Yeah.
Less than 8 for cat.
Yeah, because you need to remember in a cat, each vertebrae is actually longer compared to a dog's vertebrae. So the Like even though we take the comparison of the body size and stuff, because each vertebrate is longer, it would be a smaller value in cats.
Yes.
Alright, who did practical 4?
Me.
Yeah, Yasirah's voice.
So the question is define mediastinum. The first question. Mediastinum is a membranous partition between two body cavities or two parts of an object. The mediastinum divides the thoracic cage into two halves. So it extends from the spine to the sternum and contains many structures including blood vessel, nerves, esophagus, trachea, and heart. So the next question is we have to list the mediastinal organs.
Saya pun.
Okay, the mediastinal organs are heart, thymus gland, lymph nodes, esophagus, yes. Anyone want to add? Trachea?
What thyroid gland?
Thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, aorta, and that's all.
What about the lungs?
Lungs? Oh, I thought I already said. No lah.
It is not included.
Not
included. Okay.
Then we have to define the pleural space. Pleural space is the space between the lungs and the wall of body. And what's the difference between pneumothorax and pleural effusion? Pneumothorax is the accumulation of air within the pleural cavity, while pleural effusion is the accumulation of fluid in the pleural cavity.
Do you get that?
I thought pneumothorax is fluid.
No.
Pneumothorax is fluid.
I don't know. Okay, I make a mistake.
Pneumothorax is build-up of fluid in the intrapleural space.
Oh, but I still. Oh, how about the pleural?
Collection of air.
Yeah, it's known also as lung columns.
But I still
Don't trust Google.
Alright.
Alright.
Sorry, I made a mistake.
So for question 5 and 6, okay.
So the question is describe the radiographic findings and the diagnosis.
No, I already did.
Okay, so here is a lateral view of a cat, right lateral view of a cat. So we can see there's like a line and there's a space and then just we saw the radiograph formation of the cat. So since there's a space between the line and the bones, the thoracic bone of the cat, so it's just radiolucent. So we can say the space is just filled with air. Okay, and then we can. So the line is the skin of the cat, and then also we can see a fracture, but we're not sure whether it is a fracture or not because it's not clear. So our diagnosis for this cat is severe subcutaneous emphysema, which means there's an air at the subcutaneous part of the cat, inside the cat skin, and there's a lot of air.
So basically the cat looks like a balloon.
And doctor said when they puncture the cat, the blood comes out like that. Yeah. Yes. So for what the causes of this cat happen is can be due to trauma. Maybe there's a puncture at the trachea part, and also can be due to like how to say microorganisms build up inside the body based on a senior's answer. Yeah, one of it is trauma, and that can cause the air to come inside the body, and another one is microorganisms build up that produce air. So it causes ballooning.
Alright. So who did question 7 and 8?
Nobody?
Anyone? Hui Min, which question did you do?
I do question 9 and 10. Oh, this is one question, that's mine.
Okay, so should we, what about Liyana? What question do you do?
I compile.
All the questions. Sorry.
So
But
what are
I could explain.
Yeah, why don't you explain?
I just read.
Yes.
What was the question? The question is
7 and 8.
Describe the radiographic findings and diagnosis and also differential diagnosis.
Yeah. So based on the picture, it's on the right lateral recumbency. The radiograph shows lucid appearance of lung tissue with full infiltration. Area of lung extending cranial to the first rib appears more radio-opaque. That's what it says. The different diagnosis is cranial mediastinal lymphoma, ectopic thyroid carcinoma, thymoma, and atelectasis. Do you guys know what is atelectasis?
Is it thymus?
Cancer of cancer.
Yeah, the cancer of the thymus.
Yes.
What was the actual diagnosis for this case? Was it fat? Obesity, right?
I think
What's obesity if
I'm not sure whether that diagnosis was right or wrong.
because I remember doctor telling
Yeah, because the slides, my slides do say obesity and tumor. But
doctor did clarify.
oh, she did.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
So it's
After
obesity.
verification, so what is the answer?
If I did not mistake it, it was obesity.
Obesity was fat.
All right.
What's the
Moving.
next question we have?
There's 2 radiographs, Liana. Do you want to talk about the next one, or is that Phoebe's?
Which one?
9
and 10, can we each take one radiograph?
Sure.
Each view.
Oh, actually, my diagnosis was wrong, so I can explain what I thought, then you can correct me. Okay. So for practical 9 and 10, it's the first radiograph is a right lateral view of a dog, and my findings was that there is partial loss in the cardiac silhouette, and then there's a loss in the diaphragmatic line or the shadow. When you compare it to a normal one, it's not very clear. And then there's also an increase in opacity in the cranioventral area to the cardiac silhouette. And on the second radiograph, which is the ventral dorsal view, there is a complete loss of cardiac silhouette, and there's also loss of diaphragmatic shadow, meaning there's no triple shadow, right crus, left crus, and the cupola. And then there's an increase in opacity on the right caudal aspect of the thoracic cavity, and then there's a displacement of lung field on the left lateral aspect of the thorax. And my diagnosis was diaphragmatic hernia, possibly due to trauma, although there's no clear fractures can be seen. But according to Dr. La, my diagnosis was wrong because I can't say that there's diaphragmatic hernia because the X-ray, the ventral dorsal view wasn't a square X-ray. Yeah, so Hui Min, what did you decide?
From what I see, based on my diagnosis, I would like to give the diagnosis as peritoneal pericardial diaphragmatic hernia. And so what we expect to find in this photo, in right lateral view, the thorax of the dog, it shows PPDH, which is peritoneal pericardial diaphragmatic hernia. In this case, we will see the cardiac silhouette is markedly enlarged. And what is special here is that there is mixed opacities superimposed on the cardiac silhouette on both views, localize these structures to within the pericardium. So the mixed opacity that we see in the cardiac silhouette is what is very significant for this PPDH case. So these opacities actually includes areas of fat, linear gas opacity that representing the small intestinal loops, And there is also larger folded gas-filled viscous representing the stomach. The sternum might be shortened, and this is also part of the PP, what we will see in the case of PPDH. In the another view is DV view, is it? VV view. Okay, it is actually the finding is actually also similar, where the cardiac silhouette you can see is very enlarged, and also mixed opacity on the cardiac silhouette. Yeah, so it's basically more or less the same. So I'd like to just simply explain what is PPDH. So peritoneal pericardial diaphragmatic hernia actually is a congenital defect that results in communication between the pericardia and peritoneal cavities. This condition may be present for years without causing clinical signs and is often an incidental finding. So meaning that this cat or dog, they might have this PPDH congenitally, but not diagnosed since it doesn't cause any severe problem to the animal.
It really doesn't cause any severe problem at all.
It will not cause any acute problem. They might live happily just like that until one day they may come down with some cardiac problem, or they cannot breathe properly, and when owner sent to the radiograph, then only they might realize this problem.
So there are no obvious clinical signs.
Yes.
So the animal need surgery or?
It can be rectified with surgery, but Dr. Lau also mentioned that she had a patient that survived 10 years with this.
And the owner
didn't want to operate, saying that, oh, my dog is okay, I don't need to do a surgery on it. But now the dog is starting to have cardiac problems. But he's already 10 years old, so operating on an old dog now is kind of a problem. All right. Next question.
This is the last question.
Yes, question 11 and 12. Who did that one?
You mean just
now we already explained.
No. Yeah, the last one is also PPDH, but
Can I add a little on that?
yeah, I haven't even heard Amira talk much.
Is there anything you like?
Yeah, Amira and Sutra have been very quiet, so why don't you guys sum up for us? Say what you want.
So do you want to sum up or do you want to talk about this?
Okay, Sutra,
Right, so as Women said just now, practical 11 and 12 basically talks about PPDH, but for this dog it's actually congenital, so we also call it CPPDH. Congenital.
Okay.
So basically what you can find is the trachea is displaced dorsally, and why this happens is because there is an enlargement of the cardiac silhouette. And doctor rectified that you cannot say it's cardiomegaly because you don't know whether it's the heart which enlarges. So you have to always mention there's an increase in cardiac silhouette. And then as you can see, as you said just now, what causes it is because there is no separation between your thoracic and your abdominal region. And in this, the most important thing you have to notice is there's different opacities in the cardiac silhouette. That means it's just not the soft tissue enlarging, there is actually multiple densities in there. So there's more than one organ. So what happened is basically the small intestine of the animal is inside the pericardium. So your envelope of your heart, the pericardium, your small intestine and everything has gone into them. And that is why it looks that enlarged. And yeah, that's about it for CPPDH.
Okay, so even question 9 and 10 was similar then. Okay.
Another 30 seconds. Then the memory full.
Okay.
30 seconds.
I think that's all. Anyone want to add? Okay.
What have we learned?
Okay, why don't you summarize what we've learned very quickly then?
Alright.
Yes.
PPDH.
Yeah.
What we have in the thoracic cavity.
Your
Or the normal organ.